I literally stopped in my tracks. Because I'm like, I know I'm not hearing what I think I'm hearing. And she was just like, well, first of all, it's a free country and I can say whatever the hell I want to say. This girl texted me and said the last person that stayed in my room, the room that's next to this crazy room, she said she was going to kill them. She said she was going to kill them. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm back, y'all, and I know y'all probably like, why is this girl sitting in the car? No, I did not get kicked out of my apartment again, fortunately, but this is going to be part 2 of the roommate from you know where, down below, under the jail. This is part 2 of that story time, and for some reason, this girl is literally always home. Like, anytime I want to record the story time, she always be home. Like, I swear this girl, like, literally do not have no job. Like, she can't have a job. She can't. But anyways, let's just get right into it. I think from the last part, I was telling y'all that she had complained about some hair being in the broom, claiming that I left the place a mess. But when she went to go show me where the place is a mess at, because I had already cleaned it up, she showed me some hair on the broom. And then she came back and said that I didn't clean it up good enough or whatever. And she was saying that it was something stuck to the floor. Mind you, when I went and looked at what was stuck to the floor, it was like some hair glue underneath the chair. Like, you couldn't even see it. Like, I'm just like, bro, she's tweaking now. Like, now she's just trying to find anything. Like, you know how you put somebody in a place and they try to do anything and everything to, like, try to get you back or try to get even or, like, boost their little ego or whatever. Like, that's basically what she was trying to do. Like, it just, like, anytime it was just, like, any minor inconvenience for her, she got to say something to me. She got to knock on my door. Like, she just being real, like nitpicky or whatever. I told her I would clean it up when I had time or whatever, since it really wasn't that big of a mess. Like, but I was just like, I'm busy right now. And she was just like, well, why when you tell me to do something, I do it, but you can't even do this simple thing, da 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 da. Like, I asked you, I need to go actually look back on what she said. She texted me talking about some, hey, by the way, I thought you were going to clean your work area in the living room, and you have not. It has been almost a full week, so please get it done. Thanks. Mind you, there was literally nothing wrong with the living room. It was literally like a piece of glue stuck to the floor underneath the chair. Like, she literally was just trying to find anything because I had put her in her place, made her clean up, and she was embarrassed. And she said it has been there for over 3 weeks, but you said that you would do it this past weekend, so it has been too long. Please get it done. I said, haven't forgotten. I haven't had any time. I just started another job. On top of that, I'm wrapping up summer classes, which have been very fast paced. I will get it done by Sunday. Then she said, yeah, I understand you have lots going on, but so did I when Chase, that's her boyfriend, was here. But when I went above and beyond what you asked me to do, mind you, her mess had literally been there a whole month, like what I was asking her. And she literally was, she's always home, so there's no reason why she shouldn't have cleaned up. Like, she literally, it's almost like she don't have a job. And she said she been trying to be more quiet, this, that, and the third. Like, she sent me like a whole, like, paragraph. And I told her, I reiterated, I said, it'll be done by Sunday at the latest. You can leave the cleaning stuff out or whatever. I had to leave for work and I'm finishing up, like, I was wrapping up work or whatever. So this is where she started getting smart or whatever. So she said, I told you where the stuff was for cleaning, so don't even try it. That's also, you could have just called me or texted me if you were going to do it and did not know where it was. I'm not dumb, neither are you, so don't even try it. Like, basically she was saying that, because I guess she wanted me to use a Swiffer or whatever to clean up the hair that was stuck to the floor, and I was saying just leave it out or whatever, because she had the pads and stuff to the Swiffer. She had those in her room and I didn't have any, because this was like around the time where I had like first moved in or whatever. So she told me something, I'm not stupid, don't play with me, da 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 da. And I said, you need to watch your tone. I texted her back, I said, you need to watch your tone. And she said, okay, you always try to make me the bad roommate, and that is not fair. I can see right through the BS. I'm not stupid, by the way. And I'm texting, so how can you hear me? Like, basically saying, being smart, like saying, how can I hear her tone? Like, first of all, I don't have to do nothing on your time. Like, what you're asking me about is literally so, like, petty. Like, and I told her again, it's gonna be done when I get ready to do it, which was Sunday, which was literally the next day. So, basically, what happened? So after I told her I wasn't gonna do it, if like she keep giving me attitude about it, I was like, I'm not gonna do it at all because you don't run shit, basically. And she was like, okay. And then she didn't respond. Then she went that next day. She went to the office, and she basically snitched. Like, she went down there and told on me because it was a piece of glue stuck to the floor under the chair. So now it was just petty at this point. And I was just like, you know what? Since we snitching, I'm finna go tell them all the stuff you've been doing. Like, everything. Because I literally show her so much patience. Like, how do you beat me to going to snitch for being dirty? For one, like, for not cleaning up. You're the dirtiest one in here. You the only one in here that's dirty. How are you getting to snitch on me before I get to snitch on you? Like, I literally showed this girl so much patience. But because I didn't want to do what she wanted me to do when I wanted to do it. I mean, when she wanted me to do it. It was a problem. So I said, you know what? It's cool. I got something for her. But when I went down there and asked about it, and I told them like what was going on with her, they was basically saying like there was nothing that they could do about her. Like, they can't move her out. She been having problems with all the roommates before. That was like, the best thing I can do is to call the police on her and get a police report going, because that's the only way like they can get people out. So basically I was just like, okay, bet, thanks for absolutely fucking nothing. Yeah, so then it was just a little petty stuff. Like, after that, like, she was still being loud and stuff, and she was still getting on my nerves, but it had calmed down for the most part until the new roommates came. Like, she was just like, oh yeah, and we need to have a meeting, by the way. Like, everybody in this apartment needs to have a meeting so we can establish some ground rules, da 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 da. Why she was talking for like all of the time about what laundry days she needed, and when she's gonna need it on the weekends, because she works all weeks, long hours. She's always at work, 12-hour shifts. Mind you, this girl do not be at work. This girl is never at work. She's always home. Like, and I always hear her mouth. That's how I always know she's home. The roommate's just looking at her like, kind of like, okay, whatever. Some weeks after the new roommate moved in or whatever, she was like, how are the other roommates? Like, how is the other girl, like, the one that's crazy? And I was like, girl, don't even get me started. But, I mean, I was like, she's definitely interesting. Like, I didn't want to give her, like, a bad taste. Like, I didn't want to put a bad taste in her mouth. Like, just be bad-mouthing the girl already. Like, letting her know that it's drama in the house already. If I can, like, help it, I'm just going to be like, I guess she been doing kind of better, because it did kind of die down after that big situation when me and her had argued. But I wasn't really trying to, like, go in on her like I knew I could until this next situation happened. So one day I'm just like sitting around or whatever. I'm in my room cleaning up, moving stuff around, and I keep hearing like, bitch ass nigga, nigga, like, what the fuck, shut the fuck up, nigga. Like, and I ain't never heard that before in my house. Like, I was like, this must be the black girl saying this. I'm like, this sounds too close. It sounds too close. Like, I'm hearing it, and it literally sounds like my crazy roommate. So I'm like, I just know she not saying the N-word. Like, I just know she not. But then I like paused. Like, I literally stopped in my tracks. Because I'm like, I know I'm not hearing what I think I'm hearing. I listen again, and she just like, nigga, what? I'm like, what? I know she not. She done got so bold. Like, she done got too bold. That's too fast, Miss Mamas. That's too fast. So I'm just like, because she already be pissing me off enough. Like, I just want to bust open her door and beat the shit out of her. Like, I literally want to beat the fuck out of her. Because what made you think that was okay? Just because you got a little black scent, just because you think you got a little country, whatever you think you got, does not give you permission to say the N-word. Like, it doesn't give you permission to say the N-word. You don't have permission to say the N-word. You don't have permission to say the N-word. You're not black. So I texted her. Oh God. I politely texted her because I was like, if I knock on her door and she give me a response I'm not looking for, and it's not an apology, I might just smack the shit out of her. It was a little short, simple, cute text. I said, from my understanding, you are not black, and I can hear you saying nigga. Please don't let me hear it again. So after that, it literally went quiet. Like, it went like mute in the house. Like, she stopped running her loud ass mouth, and it went mute in the house for a little bit. And I was just getting out of the shower. Then a couple minutes later, next thing you know, I hear a knock on the door. And I'm in my towel like, yes, who is it? And she was like, hey, so what's this you're talking about? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, like, I don't want to hear you saying the word nigga. Like, I don't think, yeah, no, I'm not okay with that. And she was just like, well, first of all, you need to educate yourself on the definition of the word nigga. It actually means ignorant person. And if you were smart, you would know that. Like, you really need to do your research, because you're getting mad at me over a word. And I'm just like I said, don't let me hear it again. You're not black, so you don't get to say it, period. And she was just like, well, first of all, it's a free country, and I can say whatever the hell I want to say. And that's just that. And I was just like, no. Once again, like, I'm not gonna argue with you. If I hear it again, it's gonna be a problem. And she was just like, well, my black friends let me say it. I'm not racist. I'm not saying it in a racist way. Like, I'm not saying it with any intent to be racist. And so I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Like I said, I live here too, and I don't want to hear that. That makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to hear that coming from a white person's mouth, because that is racist for you to even think that you can say that. So she's just like, well, I'll do my best, but I'm not making any promises. And I can say whatever I want at the end of the day. And I was just like, you know what? Unless you want me to call your job, which I know where you work at, and tell them what you've been saying, because I got it recorded, I suggest you stop saying the word. You know, unless you want to get fired. Then she started going bat crazy. Like, she yelling and screaming on the phone with her boyfriend. Like, yeah, she said something to me about saying the N-word, and I'm not racist. Everybody knows that. This, that, and the third. Like, she was like, I'm not racist. Everybody knows that. I have black friends. I was on the phone with my black friend. Da, 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 da. Like, whole time she on the phone with her boyfriend that's white. You're not talking to no black person. Nobody is letting you let that slide. And she was just like, I'm going to get my brother to come up here. I'm going to get my friend to come up here. Like, I'm like, girl, and do what? And do what? Are you threatening me? Like, are you threatening me at this point? Are you threatening me? I just asked her, I asked her, simple as that. Are you threatening me? And she just said, no. I was just saying, like, my brother, like, he's black. Like, I've raised with black people. Because, you know, she went to foster care, but even though she was lying. I ended up shutting her down, ignoring her. And she gonna text me talking about I'm so sorry that you even had to hear it in the first place. It was not right of me, but I was on the phone with my friend, and we say it to each other, but I will never do it in this apartment again. Then she's talking about something in this apartment. Like, girl, you shouldn't ever in your life want to say that ever again. Not even just in this apartment or whatever. But she said, yes, I will not ever say it in my room to my friends or in the apartment. I was not trying to say that about you. I'm sorry if you thought I was. She said, I don't want to ever be considered a bad person for one and only time ever saying it. Mind you, it wasn't her only time saying it. This was the only time she was saying it loud enough for me to confront her about it. I had been heard her saying it, but I was just like, nah, ain't no way she's saying that. It's no way she's saying that. But, right where I was at, I was like, ever saying it where you heard me, but I am doing what you asked, like I always do, even though I have to compromise my own feelings about it. But I do not want to feel like we both cannot share the same roof, blah, 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 blah. Then she talking about some, I don't want to be judged for that because I'm not judging you. You've done now. I might not like it, and I understand you're never going to like me. You're always going to hate me, which is fine. I completely understand why you feel that way. You do, because of all the stereotypes this world has made it out to be. But I just want you to know that you should maybe look up the remaining. You don't have to. I think she said real meaning, but you don't have to. But I don't want you to always hate everyone and anyone that just says the word, because it doesn't always mean something bad. And I wasn't saying it to hurt you. I wasn't saying it to make you angry or upset, because I've always done a really good job in this house of never letting you catch me say it, because I say it with my friends and say it blah 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 blah. Like, she literally sent me a whole paragraph, like a whole paragraph, saying that getting into fights with me is making her sick, and saying that she don't agree with it, and then telling me a bunch of stuff, like trying to like guilt trip me into confronting her about saying the word nigga. Like, what do you mean it means ignorant person? Like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, literally nowhere in the dictionary does it say that. So, I told her whatever, like, made it seem like it was cool. But what I really was going to do was go and snitch on her little butt. So, I went down to the office or whatever, and I literally told them and showed them recordings of her talking about saying the N-word or whatever. And I was just like, hypothetically speaking, would this be enough to, like, get her out? Since this has to do with, like, racism and stuff, like, her saying the N-word and then arguing with me about it. Like, I was just like, is this enough to get her out? And they was like, no, it's not. And it was like, that is very disturbing that she has that mindset, but unfortunately, that is not enough to get her kicked out or whatever. And so you can make a report or whatever, but there really isn't anything we can do about it besides make a paper trail for it. So I was just like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Y'all already done failed me. Like, I'm not finna make no report. Like, I'm not finna make no official report or whatever, because it's not gonna make a difference. So don't even worry about it. So come to find out, mind you, I done text my roommate or whatever. Cause y'all, she was literally screaming to the top of her lungs that night, and literally the new roommate was there that night, and the roommate who was gone all summer because she didn't want to deal with the roommate that was screaming to the top of her lungs at me because I confronted her about saying the N-word. Everybody was in there that night. So I text both of my roommates, like, separately, and I was like, hi, her name. I'm not sure if you heard me, but I'm pretty sure you heard my roommate tonight, my crazy roommate tonight, because she has been saying the N-word, and I finally texted her and asked her not to say it anymore because it has been bothering me, and she lashed out on me even though I asked nicely. I just wanted to apologize if I woke you up for being too loud. It won't happen again, and I hope this doesn't affect the way you view me as a roommate or whatever. You know, trying to make amends, trying to, like, give everybody some closure. And I sent my other roommate the same thing, because I'm just like, I don't want them to think like I'm the problem, so let me just go ahead and address the situation. And she said, no, it definitely doesn't at all. I totally understand. I know how she is as a roommate, and you and me are on the same page. I was actually going to talk to you tomorrow about what happened, because she was basically saying she was up and she heard everything. She was like, there has been so many situations with her and past roommates, and I try to keep my distance from her. I think you should tell the leasing office tomorrow what happened tonight. Try to talk to blank specifically about it. The last issue with another roommate, she got her final warning because she got her final warning and was about to be evicted. And it was her last chance to be good or whatever. And she was just like, I don't know if they'll still stand by that or whatever, because she was already on her last strike. So Come to find out, my roommate texted me. She was just like, yeah, she has had issues like this. She should know better than that. I don't know everything she's saying, but if it sounded threatening to you, I would still try to tell the office. It might help push to get her evicted, even though it didn't. But she said that the last person that stayed in our room, this girl texted me and said the last person that stayed in my room, the room that's next to this crazy ass bitch room, she said she was going to kill them. She said she was going to kill them. She said she was going to them. X them out. Cross them out. I was just like, no. Let me actually see how crazy this girl is. Let me actually look this girl up, look into her history, because I'm not finna get gone. I'm not finna get unalived. No. And I said, well, if I wasn't sick to my stomach before, I sure am now. I never been scared to fight, but this is different. I believe she's mentally ill. And, like, I just don't trust her. Like, I don't trust that she went and put something in my drink. I don't trust her boyfriend. As sweet as he may sound, as sweet as he may seem, I don't trust him. Like, I don't trust none of them. And I believe they want me out. That's why she always doing the most. Or whatever. So, I guess, remember how I told y'all I already told the lady or whatever about her. I guess that next day or like later that day, she went up to the office. I didn't know she went up to the office, but apparently she went up to the office and asked if I had been up there. She asked the lady who I told, I was like, hypothetically speaking, is this enough to get her kicked out? She asked that lady, somehow she knew to ask that lady, had I been up to the office and had I said anything to her. After talking to the lady, I guess she had came to the conclusion that I did end up snitching on her and that I did end up putting a report. So I'm coming up the stairs or whatever. Not the stairs. I'm coming up the elevator and I'm going to my room and I open the door and she's in the kitchen. She on the phone like this right here. Hey, hold on really quick. Hey, is this what we're doing? You're reporting me? Why did you go to the office? I thought you said you were gonna go. Like, I thought this was over with. You're really trying to get me evicted? You're really trying to get me evicted? I'm just like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm like, first of all, I never made a report on you, so I don't know what you're talking about. She was just like, you're lying. I can see it right through your teeth. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Like, girl, shut the up. Like, I did not make no report against you. And if I did, I was just like, what you gonna do about it? Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Nothing. So get out my face. So she was like, yeah, we need to talk about this because I'm not getting evicted out of my place. I went down one time, but I will not go down again. I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, get out of my face. So I went in my room and I closed the door. Well, actually, no. So when she started doing that, I was just like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm finna go back down to the office because she already doing too much. And I ain't even been in here for 2 seconds. So I went back down to the office and I went right to that lady and I was just like, y'all need to come get her. Y'all need to come talk to her. I don't know what you told this girl, but I never made her official report to you. That was confidential between me and you to see if there was anything that could be done. And somehow she telling me that you told her that I went down there and snitched on you. And she was just like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Like, basically knowing she messed up because you gave her enough to know that I did go down there and say something. Because why else would she be snapping on me? So, she was just like, I actually told her, like, I think it's in her best interest to just, relet her apartment. Which means, like, once her lease is up, she has to leave. Or, like, somebody can take over her lease and she can leave early. But she was just, like, basically saying that's all she said to her. She was just like, because you keep getting complaints, like, this is happening every year with you, like, it's happening with every roommate, you know, I should just suggest that you just, you know, relet your lease or whatever. She was like, that is what I said. But she was just like, I will go and talk to her or whatever. since she's, you know, acting up or whatever. So she goes up there, and I leave the apartment at this point. So my roommate texts me. She's like, hey, you okay? Da da da. Because she's in here arguing with the leasing manager. Like, both of my roommates just texting me and telling me, like, yeah, she arguing with her. You know, going back and forth with her. Like, she ain't got no sense or whatever. And my other black roommate, she was like, she asked her what was going on. She asked her crazy roommate what was going on. And she basically told her the situation as if she was in the right for saying nigga. Like, she was just like, and then my black roommate was like, yeah, that's not okay and you shouldn't be saying that. Like, I see why she, you know, would feel a way about you using that word because you were white. Like, you don't have no business saying that anyway. She was just like, oh my gosh, you're just like her. Like, meaning me. She was just like, you're just like her. I thought you were smarter than you look. Smarter than you look? Smarter than you look? That was racist. That sounded a little racist to me. I was just like, bro, nobody's ever gonna like you. Everybody in this house hates you. So you just lost at that point. Like, just take your L. Like, literally right after that, she was literally hiding. Like, she would not come out of her room. I think she was like gone for like the rest of that day. Like, she came back only at night to go to sleep. Like, she was literally so scared to come back and so embarrassed of herself. And I was just like, you know what? You should be like, yes, like, perfect. Hey, perfect. So after that, like, I was just not messing with her. Like, anytime I seen her, I was just like, mean mug, like, looking at her stupid, like, you know, stuff like that. And what happened? So basically, I was just giving her a hard time. Like, one time her boyfriend had came over there, but literally the night before, she was effing on somebody, and she was being loud, and she was moaning. And the next day, her actual boyfriend came over there, and I seen him in the hallway or whatever as I'm walking out of my apartment. And he like, hey, how you doing, or whatever. And I was like, hey, I'm good. Like, I'm just, like, keeping it, you know, cordial, because he ain't never gave me no issue. Like, he ain't never talked to me sideways. I ain't never heard him saying the N-word. So it was just like, he's cool, I guess. Like, no beef with him. And so he was just like, hey, like, trying to catch up with me, like, asking me about school and stuff like that. And then he was just like, so has anybody been over here? Like, any guys or anybody? And I was just like, I don't know. I was like, was you here yesterday? And he was like, no. And he started turning red in the face. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, oh, shit, that wasn't you cracking, Miss Crackhead? That wasn't you cracking, Miss Crackhead? I was like, oh, shit. And he was like, oh, so somebody was over here? And I was just like, I don't know, because I was just like, I wasn't sure how messy I wanted to be. And he was like, was it a boy or a girl? And I was like, I don't know. And he literally went ballistic. Like, he started banging on the walls or running down the hallway, yelling in the parking garage. Like, mind you, I'm on my way out, so I'm watching all this from a distance. I'm leaving. And so my roommate texted me. She's just like, oh my God, the whole group chat, like, because we got a group chat for our apartment complex. She was like, the whole group chat is going crazy. Everybody's scared. Everybody's saying he causing a scene. He yelling and screaming at her. And my roommate ended up calling the police on her boyfriend. I don't know what he did to her or what made her feel like she needed to call the police. But, baby, I done stirred the pot, baby. And I was too happy. And I was laughing. I was kikiing because, like, girl, like, that's what you get for saying the N-word. Now your boyfriend finna... No, I'm just playing, y'all. So, yeah, he started going in on her. By the time I got back, why when I opened the door, I'm looking at her like she, like, I'm opening the door and she, like, standing right by the door. She had a towel on, like she had just got out of the shower. And he in there too. And they both looking, like, through the peephole. Like, when I walked in, they was standing at the door and they was, like, looking at the peephole, like, trying to see if the police was going or whatever. And yeah, that was that. It was just a crazy situation that I had instigated. after that, like, just a bunch of little petty stuff used to be happening. So what happened? So basically, she had left like this pumpkin. Like, she had brought these Halloween pumpkins in, and it was like already carved or whatever. And then she had left for a few days, and like literally 1-2 days went by, and like they was sour and it was leaking all over the place. And I was just like, oh hell no, she need to come clean this up, because like she the last person that need to be leaving like any type of open food, open fruit. Like, she's the last person that needs to be doing it, because she literally don't clean up, and she ignore everybody in the group chat when they tell her like, hey, can you do this, hey, can you do that. She completely ignores. So I said, you know what, since she ain't responding to the group chat, because literally somebody told her like, hey, can you get this up, she was just like, yeah, I'll get it up. Never got it up. So what I did was, because it was like 5 small pumpkins and then 1 big one. The big one was the one that's rotten. I took all of the small pumpkins, I picked them up one by one, put them in a bag, and put them in a dumpster. And I left the rotting one on the table so she can come clean that up. Because what you're not gonna do is think you finna keep the rest of these pumpkins and let them rot and ignore the group chat. I ain't even waste no time. Like, I ain't waste no time. As soon as she didn't respond, I ain't waste no time. When she said she was gonna come clean it up, she actually came home and she was just like, hey, where are the other pumpkins at? Nobody responded, and everybody in the group chat was like they didn't know where it was at, and I didn't say nothing. So she literally know like what she be doing when she be waiting in the kitchen, like she finna confront me about something. So she brings her little funky ice cream cone, body built, looking like fucking Pillsbury dough girl, fucking with some orange hair, in the kitchen, talking about some, hey, do you know where my pumpkins are? Because everybody's saying that they don't know where they are, and you're the only person that hasn't responded. And I said, I threw them away. Yeah, I threw them away. And she was just like, and what did you do that for? Because you didn't ask me if you could throw them away. And I was just like, she was like, because you didn't ask me if I could throw them away. Wait. So she was like, so what did you do that for? Because you didn't ask me if you could throw them away. You didn't ask permission to touch my stuff or whatever. And I was just like, well, you be ignoring a group chat every time somebody tell you to clean up something. So I just took it upon myself to go ahead and get rid of it, because I wasn't going to wait on you to not clean up, because that's something that you do very often. And she just kept trying to go in or whatever. And I just literally went in my room and slammed the door. And she was just like, that's okay, because karma's a bitch. And da-da-da-da-da. Like, she kept talking on the phone about me, like, making little subliminal comments. And then, like, stuff just died out after that. Like, she never, retaliated or anything. But I was on guard, though, because I was just like, what if she put something in my food or whatever? Okay, so recently, y'all remember how I used to always be telling her, like, she too loud or whatever? Literally for a week straight, her and her boyfriend was having a screaming match, arguing, going back and forth, arguing on the phone, tussling, bumping, pushing, shoving. Like, it literally was so bad the week before Christmas. And I think they was really showing out like that because the other 2 roommates, it was only me still at home. The other 2 roommates was gone. And she was just like, even when she would come in, she was just like, oh, she's still here? Like, I thought she would go home and see some family by now. Like, I don't know why she's still here. Mind you, bitch, you making all the fucking noise. You literally having wrestling matches in the living room. Literally. Her and her boyfriend had a friend over. They was playing, and she was just like, it sounded like they was wrestling. She was just like, you wanted to get domestic up in here? She was just like, it's finna get domestic. Yeah, because this is what we do. This is how we play. And they're wrestling. All I hear is a... And then she was just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know that was too hard. That was too hard. And he was just like, don't dish what you can't take out. And then he literally sounded like he was drunk. I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Like, this, I'm hearing this, like, I'm listening at the door, because I'm like, did he hit her? Like, what is going on? Like, why is he telling her, like, don't take what you can't dish? And then it just sounded like he's straining out of nowhere. And then I hear the other guy that's in there start talking. He was just like, just apologize. Like, it literally sounded like they was probably holding him down to the floor, because he was like, I don't know if that's because it's like his speech, but he usually don't sound like that. But he literally sounded like he was suffocating. So I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm sitting like still trying to listen. And he was just like, I love you. You know, I'll do anything for you. But sometimes you just got to get over yourself because it's not that serious. You should have never did it to me first. Da 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 da. Like, literally, I'm just like, what is going on? And then the next day they was doing it again. And I was just like, if y'all keep going on and on with that fighting and arguing, I'm going to call the police and I'm going to say it's domestic violence going on in this apartment. And that was the thing where I had posted the message of on the thumbnail, and it was like, I was hoping you would call the police. And then she was just like, I'm not going to be being quiet because you told me to, but just know I will be doing a lot better, and I'm not going to be here. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to be here because I said I was going to call the police, and you know you can't control your freaking mentally ill self, so now you got to leave. Like, just grow up. The boy 26 and you 25. Like, why are y'all having issues being quiet? And that's where it came in. Like, y'all went to the special school together, and it shows. Like, y'all went to the special school together. No shade, and it shows. But yeah, after that, she had calmed down, and the only problem I had with her most recently was graduation. Like, I'm literally talking on the phone in my bathroom, minding my business. Like, I'm literally talking, like, even more quieter than this. I'm just like, talking to my friend. We getting ready on the phone for graduation. Like, I'm not even playing no music at this point, and she gonna knock on my door, and she said, hey, you're too loud. Like, can you quiet down? Mind you, it's like 12 o'clock, and this girl is literally loud every single day, every night, noon, morning. Like, I told y'all, she'd be loud. So I was just like, today's a special day for me or whatever. She was just like, well, yeah, I don't care. I'm taking a test. And I'm just like, that's not my problem. It's midday. I was just like, you might as well just go to the study room or something because I'm not finna make my voice no lower or whatever. I didn't even tell her I was graduating because it's just like, I don't even owe you anything. Like, I don't owe you shit. And she was just like, whatever. And then she goes in her room and she slams the door. So I get back on the phone with my friend. I'm just like, bro, guess what she just said? Guess what she just was trying to check me about? And I was just like, being too loud. Like, she got some fucking nerve trying to tell me to be quiet, and she literally loud every day, and I'm literally talking loud. Now I'm like, yeah, like, she just pissed me off or whatever. She gonna come back and knock on my door. She's like, hey, I can hear you. Like, don't talk about me like that. I don't care what the F you got going on. Like, don't talk about me because I don't talk about you. Da 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 da. Why I started turning up my music, I was like, she was like, I'm not finna pipe. I was like, I'm not finna pipe down, so you might as well just go about your way. Stop bothering me. I'm not bothering you. I'm talking in a normal voice. I don't care. It's not quiet hours or whatever. And she just steady talking. And so, you know what I did? I was like, that's exactly what I did. I turned my music so high up on her, and I ignored her. And then she gonna go in her room and slam the door. And that was the end of the story. And I feel like she not gonna be crazy no more because she know not to play with me. And she better not ever play with me again because I will put her in check, and I will continue to put her in check. I got her on the leash like a dog because ain't nobody else brave enough to stand up to her. But baby, I am. I got her trained up. That's my racist mental health patient. I got her trained up. I got her taking her meds. She gonna get that ass whooped. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for watching my story time. What y'all want to see next? I love you so much. Thank you for watching. And stay tuned for the next video because they're gonna be coming back to back now. And well, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna say they're coming back to back because y'all took too long to get this video $200. I mean, y'all took too long to get this last video to 200 videos. Bro. You know what? Y'all took entirely too long to get this last video I just posted to 200 views. Like, y'all want me to work hard? I need y'all to work harder. I need y'all to at least view the video. If not, like, subscribe, send it to your friends. At least you can do is view the video. Like, come on now. But no, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. I love y'all.